New details tonight in the shooting of an Albuquerque police officer by his lieutenant.
Police say undercover detective Jacob Grant broke his cover because a suspect pulled a pellet gun. But there are still a lot of questions about exactly how all of this played out. News 13's Chris McKee is live at McDonald's at Central and Tramway with the very latest. Chris?
Dean and Jessica, this is where it happened, right in this parking lot here of this McDonald's on Central, just west of Tramway. It's where Lieutenant Greg Brackle shot his undercover APD detective Jacob Grant after a drug bust that went bad. It happened nearly 2 weeks ago. Two undercover detectives were in this black car with two drug suspects when officers moved in to make an arrest. That's when APD says Lieutenant Greg Brackle opened fire, hitting his fellow officer Jacob Grant. APD says now, today, in information released, that in the middle of that drug buy, one of the suspects, quote, produced or, quote, pulled this pellet gun, and Detective Grant had to reveal that he was a police officer. But it's still unclear what the suspect was doing with that pellet gun, if he threatened officers with it or if he was just handing that pellet gun over to surrender. At this point, both of the drug suspects are not facing weapons charges, though. They also haven't been charged with assault on a peace officer. APD did tell us today that they could file additional charges against the suspects in the future, but they say much of this case depends on what Officer Grant remembers. Police say they have not been able to interview Detective Grant yet because he is still in critical condition. However, he is stable and improving. APD says it has interviewed many of the other officers involved in this case, though. Dean, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. It is still unclear just how many times Lieutenant Brackle shot Detective Grant.